Sure. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm super, super excited. We have three amazing stories coming up. The first person that I'm gonna introduce, I've never even met or heard her story, so I'm really, really excited to hear about it. Jennifer Zant has raved about her in our leadership chat, and so we got her on tonight. So Shelia, I'm gonna go ahead and have you unmute yourself now, and will you just introduce yourself so everybody knows like who we're hearing from? And then kind of tell us like why you love Thrive real quick.
Hello, everyone. I'm Shelia Wilson. I live in East Tennessee, and I love Thrive because it has completely changed my life. I was a tired mom, exhausted, thought because I went to my job every day, that's all I had to do in life. I didn't have to do anything else. My kids ate fast food meals or frozen meals because I had no energy to do anything else. So once I started on Thrive, then it completely changed my life. I have the energy to get up and do stuff, and my kids are I'm no longer parenting from my bed, of course, or from my couch. So it's completely changed my life, and I've lost 60 pounds on the product. And so like I said, and it's just a life changer for me. I've never go a day without it.
That's so awesome. I tell people all the time, because I found Thrive when my kid was a newborn, that I'm really glad I'm not a couch potato mom anymore, and he'll never remember me like that. So that's awesome. And congrats on the weight loss. That's what I love about Thrive. It's not really like a weight loss product, but so many people have lost weight using it. So
yes, I didn't start for the weight loss. Of course, mine was for energy because I was so tired. Like I said, I worked my regular 8-hour job, and I thought, well, that's all I need to do. I've put in my 8 hours.
Same. I started for the energy too. I was definitely struggling. So Jennifer kind of told us that you're really good at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and utilizing it in your business. So will you kind of just briefly explain what 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in case people don't know? Also, definitely take notes because there's going to be lots of things shared tonight that are noteworthy, but will you explain how you also utilize that for your business?
Yes. Well, see, when I first heard about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I thought 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blow up. What are we blowing up? What's going on here? What are we doing? So if you don't know 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, it is definitely a blow up in your business when you utilize it correctly. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is your daily income producing activities. They're also known as IPAs, and it's 5 reach outs a day, 4 follow-ups, 3 social media posts, 2 names added to your list, and 1 connect with the leader. So I started this business months ago, but I was kind of working it like I said, I work a full-time job. So I was working it in the nooks and crannies of my day, but I was not writing it down. I thought, okay, I did my 5, I'm done. I did my 4, I'm done. But I was not keeping track of it. So I was not utilizing the sheet. And I know there's different sheets out there, but I use this sheet, and I was not utilizing my sheet so I can go back and follow up on the people I've contacted or reached out to. So once I actually started printing the sheet and actually going back and looking at my sheets and saying, okay, who do I need to follow up with? Who do I need to contact? I've kept them in a binder, and that has helped me go back and look, because I know I'm intentional about who I talk to, who do I need to follow up with, because before I was just kind of, it's in my mind. And I just kind of was checking off. I did 5 today. I did 4 today. But I never, ever followed up with those people that I chatted with before about the business or about the product and anything. So once I started using the sheet and actually, like I said, writing it down and holding myself accountable, I didn't work as hard today. I didn't do as much today. I didn't even show up. I mean, there's days you just don't show up. So consistency has been a thing for me. Like, I've made myself show up every day. Really focused on reaching out to people and being intentional about my business. Otherwise I was not, like I said, I thought, okay, I was like a check off list. I got it done today. I did it, but it was not no follow up or follow through with anyone that I had to reached out to or talked to.
So tell us how showing up and being organizing and staying consistent has helped you grow your business.
Well, showing up, I try to plug into power hours. They're very helpful for me. I get a lot of ideas, a lot of ways to say things or word things, and those have helped me consistently. A lot of times I'm at work, so I cannot actually do the IPAs during that time, but I'm always have a notepad in my hand. I'm always writing down notes, taking notes. I'm always getting ideas. So I'll be doing my job and I'll stop and I'm taking a note because I've heard something with my earbuds on while I'm at work. I hear something that is a good idea or something I need to implement. And so I will stop right then there and I'll take my notes and I'll continue my job. And I don't have a job. I'm sitting down. I'm walking around all day. So I'm stopping and I am writing these notes down. So I show up, like I said, even though I cannot participate, I cannot sit down and send, 5 reach outs, but I'm getting that in my brain. It's in my head. So I know, like I said, I'm jotting down notes. So when I come home to sit down and do my 5, 4, 3, 1, I have those ideas. I have those what I learned today in my, so I could implement them. Like I said, power hours have been huge for me. They have been huge. And I appreciate every leader that does those because they have been absolutely huge for me. Any kind of Zooms or calls, I try to plug into as much as possible. Just like I said, just because you learn so much from those that if I didn't, I would just be lost because you just don't learn, just not by yourself. I can't do it by myself. I need everybody. I need a team. I need people to help me. So like I said, that has really changed my business.
That's awesome. Is there any last golden nugget or tip you want to give before we move on to the next person?
Just this quote I heard, and I don't know, and I apologize. I don't know who actually said it, but just this quote is that you can work your business full-time, part-time, but you cannot work it sometimes. That I've heard that way back when, and it always stuck with me. Like I said, there's times I go to bed and I'm tired and I'm like, oh, I didn't do my 5 reach outs, and I'll be in bed halfway falling asleep as I'm doing them, but I'm still going to reach out. I'm still going to send that message. I'm still going to, check on that new thriver, so, I carry my husband laughs because I carry my folder with me back to bed. If I haven't finished, I'll carry it back with me. And he's like, what are you doing with that folder? And I'm like, I gotta finish this. I gotta do this. So, like I said, halfway falling asleep, or I might send one message and then doze off and I gotta finish this. So just like I said, just be consistent, just show up, just do it.
Thank you so much, Sheila. I think it's so funny that you just shared that quote because I share it every time I do a Zoom, and I actually wrote it down to when I close. So you already shared it for me, so that's so funny. I'm going to go ahead and go over to Ronni. I'm really, really excited. So Ronni's actually on my team, so I get to work with her almost daily. And when we started this leadership thing, a lot of the leaders were like, Ronni's at the top of all of the PPA for our whole upline. She's definitely within the top. She's my top 30, 60, 90 right now. I just went and looked, and I'm going to tell you what her PPA is because it's so amazing. In the last 30 days, she's enrolled 21 people, 60 days, 29, and 90 days, 37. And let me just tell you, it's almost like a switch flipped in this girl's mind. She just started like running her business crazy, crazy, crazy. So I'm super, super excited for her to share. But Ronni, will you just go ahead and introduce and kind of tell us why you love Thrive too?
Yeah, so I'm Ronni, like she said. I'm 25 years old. I am a PE teacher and health teacher at the high school level. I also coach 3 sports, and I just am newly married. So, well, October, but that's still newly. So that's a little about me. I actually started Thriving 5 years ago. So in 2015, I was 20 years old. I was a college student in the physical education program. I was exhausted. I was working 40 hours a week as an intern. Like I said, exhausted, tired, kind of lazy, I guess, if you want to say. And that really wasn't who I was, but I thought that, this is the adult world. This is what it's supposed to be like. So actually a girl that I went to high school with my mom bought a 5-day sample from her, and she was a day 1 thriver. I thought it was all in her head because I was a know-it-all, PE major. I knew all about nutrition and wellness, and I ate healthy and I worked out. And my mom said, no, this is going to help you. Just let me buy you a 3-day sample. So I let her buy it for me. I more or less was going to take it to prove her wrong. And here I am 5 years later, not afraid to admit that mamas are always right. So
that's awesome. And I just want to point out also that Ronni's mom probably has the most customer retention on my entire downline. Like, her mom is so awesome with her customers for like how long have you guys been thriving, Ronni? Or did
5
you just
years in June?
Yeah,
Right.
5 years. So it's just crazy how consistent they are. So I kind of want you to share on that. So what kind of happened in the last 90 days? What have you done differently that in the last 5 years, I guess?
Well, also, we know that there's been this quarantine. So as a teacher, I've been home and I have had plenty of time. I always worked my business on the side and here and there, kind of like Shelia said, when she kind of could. But now that I've been home, I really had a chance to dial in. And I would say one of my key points is consistency. And it's funny that Shelia said that, but it's so true. I started getting on those work with me's and following 5 to 10 people a day on social media. I know it's kind of awkward and stuff at first, but following people that you don't know, but when they can relate to you or you follow people that you relate, it's gonna flourish. Your business is gonna flourish. Commenting on people's posts, so staying consistent every single day, commenting on people's posts, watching their Instagram stories, Facebook stories, maybe swiping up, putting a heart if it's something that you love that you truly can connect with, and then sharing stories consistently every single day. And that's my second part of consistency, is always having a story up. I can't stress that enough. I did not realize what stories actually did until I started posting them every single day, honestly, multiple times a day. I never go a 24-hour period without a story on any social media. So Facebook and Instagram are my two main ones. Whether it be a quote or a Bible verse, or I'm in this workout routine thing right now and I've been sharing that, a Thrive post, anything like that, I always have a story up. And the reason being is once you let that 24 hours go and you don't have a story up there anymore, then you go to the back of the storyline. So if you have this one person that you're really trying to dial in and that you're trying to get them to thrive, and they maybe interacted with you and you think that they could be interested, and you let that story go to zero and there's nothing there, and they have over 1,000 plus followers, you're going to the back of that 1,000 plus followers and you've got to work your way back up. So always keeping a story up, whether you're like, oh crap, it's 10 o'clock at night and my story's about to expire, go add one on there, whether it be a good night quote or whatever your nightly routine of Thrive, a plus line or whatever. So that's my first number one key point. Another key point that I have is story content. So some of you may say, well, what am I going to post other than Thrive? Whatever is in your everyday life. So you may be a baseball mom or a dog mom like I am, posting that you're on a walk with your dog or anything like that, or you're at a baseball game. Like I said, Bible verse, anything like that. This is also a huge pet peeve of mine, and I may be the only weirdo. I don't know, maybe I'm not alone. But when you go to post a story, we all have lives, and I understand that our houses can be messy and stuff, but if you're in the background, let's just say you're taking a selfie and you have your DFT on and you have this cute new outfit that you want to flaunt, okay, go for it. But in the background on your bed, you've got a pile of clothes, and we've all done it. I probably had it 2 days ago, but throw it on the other side of the bed real quick, because if I'm that person that's watching your story, in my opinion, I'm going to think you're a slob and I don't want to follow that. That sounds rude and I don't mean it that way, but I'm going to think that, and I don't want to follow on that path, or my eye goes directly to that and not what I'm actually supposed to be looking at. So make it directly about what you want to post. Same thing with, like, if you're posting your shake, if you have crumbs on the counter, I don't understand it. Wipe them off real quick and, make your space nice and neat and attractive. And then the last part of that is share your own graphics. So unless they're from the Lavelle page, of course, get ideas from other people, but don't post the same exact thing that maybe another Thriver posts. Or it's okay to get ideas from them. I'm not creative, so I get ideas from all kinds of people, maybe even other businesses or corporations or whatever. But a person that you may be trying to attract can see or follows that person and then sees that you're just sharing the same exact thing. I see it all the time with other direct selling companies on my feed that I have. And I'm like, they're sharing the same exact picture. All they're trying to do is make $1. And to me, that's not personable, and that's not what I want, so make it your own. I think I've hit everything. I try not to ramble because I get going.
Oh, I think you covered amazing topics. Ronni is really, really good at posting on her stories, and like I already take balance and sculpt, but after I watch her stories, like I want to take it again because she just draws you into why she takes it. She talks about it. She shares her pictures. She's sharing her progress. I mean, she's even has before and after just from the hair and nail gel that we have now. It's amazing. Your pictures are amazing. And I mean, how many comments did you have on that post? And it was just a picture of her hair before and her hair after. I mean, there was so many.
Yeah, I had quite a few.
Yeah, so just doing things like that. Ronnie's really good at getting people to message her instead of having to message them. And then I want you to go into like just maybe some tips on like how you're so good at building that relationship and getting them to trust you to order, which is why your PPA is so high.
Yeah, so like you kind of said, I don't reach out cold message anybody. That's just not who I am. I don't like that when that happens to me, and I still get that. So when I post content, I target every audience. You know, my PPA isn't just people my age, 25-year-old people. You know, I have people that are in their 60s thriving that have recently contacted me. I have someone that is 20 years old that recently just started. You know, I have people of all different age levels and different walks of life. So when I post, I make it sincere to myself. And like I said, I'm doing this workout challenge. And so every night I post about that. Every single day, and I don't mean this to sound cocky, I guess, but every single day someone messages me about, you know, my workout regimen that I do, what I eat, maybe what I'm wearing, the products, about Thrive. Maybe they've seen some decor in the background and are asking me about it. And I create a relationship with them. I don't automatically try to get to Thrive and try to sell them my business. They're asking me about maybe this wreath that's behind me, and I want to tell them about it. Okay, I got it for $5 at, you know, Dollar General, for example, and, you know, you can do this, or at Hobby Lobby, you can get a coupon. I want to connect with them and relate to them on what they're actually asking about. Same thing with nutrition. You know, I get a lot of questions about what do I eat or what do I do? And, you know, I tell them what I eat and how clean I eat, but I also take Thrive, and that's a huge part of it. And, you know, I'll throw that in there. I don't try to push it. And if they're like, oh, hey, what's Thrive, or what does it do for you, or whatever, then that's whenever I explain. And some people will say, oh, okay, cool, you know, and then those people are the people that come back around, and I don't have to re-message them. They'll come back to me in a couple of weeks, but I know that game, because I was that girl 5 years ago that cold messaged people, and some of the people that are in my inbox now, I still have those messages from 5 years ago, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, I don't want to be that person ever again. And so just knowing how to relate to those people and really building and know that you care. Of course, Lavelle's compensation plan is freaking amazing. Okay. I love making that extra money. I'm getting ready to go on my honeymoon, to go on any excursion that I want to go on. You know, that's nice. But it's so much more when someone comes to me and says, you know, you've changed my life, or I have a little baby at home and I've not been the same since I've had her. And I have the energy to get up and go take her for a walk outside, or, you know, go do things with her, read to her, and that they didn't have. And that means more to me. And that's my why. And that's how I build relationships with them. So
I really like that. And I know Ronni will be talking about how this business helped her do an extra excursion on her honeymoon. And that got me thinking about how it's so easy for us to miss those little things that the business have gave us that people are going to relate to. My favorite one is, you guys, how many of us were at a point in our time in life where we weren't able to fill our entire gas tank up? I know I've been there where I've only been able to put like $5 in there. I mean, even if you got on your stories or you made a post about how you're thankful on Payday Tuesday that you can go fill your gas tank up because of Lavelle, it's the little things that people relate to. And not very many people are going to be able to relate to you being able to buy a mansion or a really fancy car or anything like that. Yeah, it sounds awesome, but a lot more people can relate to the little things like that. So I think that's important to be sharing. So thank you, Ronni. I know this was so outside of your comfort zone, but that's where the great things happen, is outside of our comfort zone. So the next person that I want you guys to hear from is Dasia, and talk about no excuses. This girl is a no excuses type of person, and she's going to tell you how many kids she has while running this business, and she just hit 12K yesterday, and this girl has been working her butt off for this. So I'm so excited. So Dasia, just introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about you and why you love Thrive so much.
Hi, can you guys hear me and see me? Good?
Mhm.
Okay. My name's Dasia. I have 7 kids. I homeschooled them all. Yes, 7. um, and Thrive pretty much saved my life. It really did. I was pregnant with number 6 and not in the best place. I was sad. I was tired, so tired. I was so tired. I didn't want to get up out of bed. Everything hurt. I had gained a lot of weight with this one. I just wasn't happy. My kids deserve so much more. I homeschool all of them. So that was a mission in itself. Thrive gave me so much. It made me stronger. It made me happier. I was able to give to my kids, more of myself. Thrive made me the person that I wanted to be, that my kids deserve, that I deserve to be. So I'll never go a day without it. It is everything. Thrive is everything to me.
I love that. And nobody can ever give Dasia an excuse about why they can't run this business, because that girl uses no excuses to run her business. And that's really what I want her to cover first. So can you tell us how you've used, like, not using excuse of your kids or family or anything, or not having time, and how you've used that to utilize and run your business?
So at first, definitely show up. I would say show up, plug in. I found that these Zooms, you can't make them all. You can't hit every Zoom. You can't hit every live. But when you can, even if you don't have a notebook, you don't have a pen, just listen, and eventually you'll retain it. Do what works. Definitely do what works. You have people telling you, this is how I got where I'm at. This is what I did. Why would you not do that? That's like, anybody in any job is showing up to work, to your 9 to 5. And they're like, okay, this is what I want you to do. This is what I'm paying you to do. And you're like, oh yeah, okay. And then you just go do whatever you want. No, you're going to do what works, right? So definitely always show up, always plug in. I don't always have time to sit at a desk and get my notebook and put my computer on and just go to work for an hour or 2 or anything. Nooks and crannies is my life. I have to. I have kids that have doctor's appointments. I have to homeschool. I have this one's sick, then that one's sick, then, just all kinds of crazy stuff. So 5 minutes, I'll run, I'll hear my phone go off and I'm like, oh, okay. This one's asking questions. I'll set my timer for 10 minutes and I'll tell the kids, okay, here's an activity. You guys color mommy, this, that, the other thing, whatever. And then I take 10 minutes. I don't even have an office. I don't have a desk. My husband does, but I don't. I have a corner in the kitchen. All my stuff's there. I go in the corner and I just message and, answer questions. Oh, this one, I do have a list. You guys, list. Oh my goodness. List saved me. Definitely, like Shelia said, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, make a list of the things you need to do. You have a whole day to do it. You have a whole day. Sometimes some things take 5 minutes. Some things take 10 minutes. You can get it done. Sometimes I have a call. If you can't get to it, we're a team. There's so many people on this team. I've even reached out to you, if Callie couldn't do it, Allison couldn't do it. Allison will ask you. If you can't do it, you'll ask Dawn. Dawn will ask Jim. There's so many people. It's just a call, just get somebody. You can definitely find somebody to do calls. Parking lots, it's my best friend. I'll run to the store, go do my groceries, come out. I'm like, okay, kids are good. Working in the parking lot. Kids are in the tub. My kids are in the shower. They were in the shower tonight, sending messages. I have a girl starting tomorrow. I had a couple girls start today that I had to check on. You can get it done. Make a list, check it off. Lists are awesome because then you could see that what you did and what you didn't do. And like Shelia said again, sometimes at night when everybody's in bed and you're like, oh, I didn't do this, that, and the other thing, just do it. it's an online business, you know, people can check their messages in the morning. You probably shouldn't text somebody at midnight, but you know, Facebook message or, hey, double up on your list tomorrow. I didn't show up today, so I'm doing double tomorrow. You know, you didn't send birthday messages today, so tomorrow you send, hey, belated birthday. It was your birthday yesterday. You know, you, instead of friending 10 people, you friend 20 people, double it up. So yeah, that's pretty much, I just feel like excuses, they're not good. Excuses aren't going to get you anywhere. I feel like your why has to be stronger than your excuses. You know, my why is I don't want to be that person that I was. You know, I have a paycheck. I can take my kids to the park, to ice cream, to lunch without asking my husband, can I have some money? Can I have some money? Oh, hey, I need some new underwear. Can I have some money? No, guess what? I can buy my own underwear. You know, it's wonderful, Kelsey. It is wonderful.
You're
You know,
killing me.
I could buy groceries. Like you said, filling my gas up today, this morning, I went and I did groceries and I filled my tank up. It's my daughter's birthday tomorrow. It's her 16th birthday tomorrow. My husband's like, oh, we got to do presents. You know, I'm like, done. You know, I got presents. I paid for it with my money. And it's like, you got to put your all out there and almost like forget about the paycheck, you know, forget about what's in it for you. It's helping other people, right? You know, if you just go out there and put your all into everybody else, then you look down and you're like, wow, I have a paycheck. So it's cool. You got to show up. You got to plug in. You can't make excuses. There's 24 hours in a day. You can do a lot with 24 hours.
You're totally right. And your why doesn't have to be the same throughout different parts of your journey. When I first started, my biggest why to hit my VIP bonuses was to be able to enroll my kid in swimming lessons because I couldn't afford to, and I wanted him to be able to swim. So, I mean, that was the why that pushed me to earn my VIP bonuses. But then my why changed, you know, like your why can change throughout your journey. And I think that's really important. And, you just reminded me when I first started this business, I would get my kid ready like 15-20 minutes before we were supposed to leave, and we would get to where we were going way early because I'd have him strapped in. He couldn't go anywhere, and then I'd start messaging people. I can't tell you how many times when he was 3 I had him 30 minutes early for school, and we'd be the first in the parking lot, and I'd just be working because he can't do anything. So I mean, you really do, just when you want it so bad, you find time to make it work, even if it's having to get up early in the morning. I'm not a morning person, and I've been getting up early Monday through Friday for the last 2 months, 2 hours earlier than I ever would before, just to get work done. So I really love that, Dasia. Do you want to share some tips that helped you go 12K this last month? Especially talking about how your enroller left right after she signed you up.
Yeah, that was fun. So I was like so pumped, right? Found Thrive, got my order. I was feeling good. I was like, oh my God, I found this magic stuff. They were so excited. You know, my enroller was so excited. And, oh, we're going to go promote. And, you know, I was ready. I was pumped. And then I got this weird message like, hey, so we're leaving, and you know, you can come if you want, but you know, yeah, so bye. I mean, pretty much, you know, like, hey, you know, you could come if you want, but I'm like, wait, no, I thought we were doing Thrive. No, yay, go Thrive. Like, that's what I wanted to do. So I was stuck. I didn't know how to promote. Like, I literally just started promoting, I want to say maybe 2 weeks. So I was scared. I didn't want to give up. I wanted to keep going, you know, like they had me pumped up, like what the business could do for you. I was loving how I was feeling. I was already reaching out. I was already getting customers signing up. My family was all excited. My husband, my kids, everybody was so excited. And then it was just like a drop, you know? And so I'm so thankful for your mom. I reached out to her because I remembered her. I didn't know any of you guys, and I remembered her from one of the Zooms of the live. So I sent her a message and she was like, listen, I'll help you. Let's go find who's next in line. Okay, it's Callie. Message Callie, you know, and it was so crazy. But honestly, the next day, Callie reached out to me. I didn't even have to reach out to her. Callie pretty much grabbed my hand, opened up her arms, was like, I'll help you. Then I met Allison. Allison was like, all right, girl, we're going to do this. You know, you're totally capable of this. Let's go. You know, and they didn't show me. It's not like I feel like you can't make people do things they don't want to do. You know, you show them the way. You can't, right? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink it, right? So they didn't put the pen in my hand. They didn't put the phone in my hand. They didn't dial the number and say, okay, you're going to reach out to this person. You're going to reach out to this person. They invited me to the team pages. They showed me everything I had to do, and I just did it. You have to want it, you know? So that's pretty much it. I mean, my biggest tips probably for going 12K is don't give up on people. If they say, no, I'm good, I don't need any Thrive, I don't need supplements, I'm good, that just means not right now. They're not ready to get started with something. It doesn't mean never. So you try again. You know, you show up with your stories and your posts and your life and how things are going. And eventually, I mean, I get messages from people that I messaged a year ago that's like, you know what, I think I'm ready. I want to try it. I have so many. And I mean, some of them are my promoters now. No doesn't mean never. It just means I'm not ready right now. So don't give up, because you watch them. Write their name down and watch them. They're tired. They're living on coffee. They're living on Red Bull. You know, they don't have patience with their kids. They can't stay awake. They're falling asleep at red lights. I've gotten crazy messages like that. They don't want Thrive, but they're falling asleep at red lights. And they're miserable. And they're crying themselves to sleep. So watch them. Help them. Send them messages from here to there. Hey, I saw a post. How are you doing? You know, I've sent messages like, hey, I hope you found something to help you, you know, with you being tired. And that's all I want is for you to be happy, you know. And they'll message me back, I didn't find anything. I found nothing. I'm still miserable. Actually, I feel worse than I did when you messaged me. Let's go. So don't give up, you know, just keep helping those people. Make a list. 9 times out of 10, they're gonna come back, you know. Some people can't afford it. They really can't. Don't be like, oh, they don't want to pay for it. No, maybe they really can't. Maybe they really want it, but they just can't afford it right now. And you know what I do? Listen, you help them. Help them. Don't blow them off. Help them. Okay, you can't afford it, but you need it. So tell me 2 people who can't afford it, and let's get yours for free. Then you help 3 people. That's even better than 1. You know, you just keep going. You be excited. Remember what it did for you. You want that for other people. So you go help them, you know? And Allison always would tell me, put your all into other people. Never give up on them. Your promoters, you know? Yes, we're in this to make money. You know, yes, of course, we're all making money, but why? Why are we making money? Because we have a product that is saving people's lives. Remember what it did for you. Remember how you felt when you started taking it, when things started getting better. You want that for other people. Make it about other people. Don't make it about yourself. The minute you start making it about yourself, what can I do? I want to rank up. Oh, I need bigger checks. Me. Get ready for it to start going downhill, because people can see that. People can see selfishness. People can see that you just want to make money. You don't care about them. People know when you care about them. You check on them. You see how they're doing. They're not doing good, you tweak it. They can't afford it, you help them get it for free. You know, people know when you care. And when you care and you put yourself out there, it's crazy how it happens, but you just start getting more and start getting more. I mean, sometimes I can't keep up with the messages because I do care. I'm like, oh, I got to check on this girl because she was really struggling, and I got to check on this one. You know, like, you'll find that when you really put yourself out there and you really care, good things happen. Put it out there in the universe, because the universe will deliver. Promise. So that's it, really. Those are my tips for going 12K. I mean, put yourself out there and care about people. Don't give up on them. They need Thrive and they need you.
I love that. Thank you. And just to go off what you said, people know when you're trying to sell them something. They just know, like, it's just obvious, and people know when you're actually genuinely trying to share a product with them. So if it's coming from the heart, they're gonna know that. So let's all channel our inner Dasia next time we don't want to do something, because that girl has 7 kids that she homeschools, and she just hit 12K. So super, super proud of you, girl. Next, I'm gonna have Carrie Ann go over a little bit about the waiting room. I thought this would be a good training topic for tonight because it's the end of the month. So tomorrow is the last day to make moves. It goes off the last number, and I'm sure in one of the team pages, you can go in and look and see when your time slot expires to move people. And the waiting room is an amazing perk of our business. And if you're not utilizing it to help others grow, then you really need to start. So Carrie Ann is going to kind of go over all of that.
Awesome tips, you guys. I wrote down my favorites. I like from Ronni, like, don't copy other people's posts, because now, I've made some of the coolest posts that I like took so much time. All my posts just are never planned. They come from the heart as I write them out. And then I see like 10 other people with it. I'm like, that's freaking sweet. Like, tweak it a little bit, or maybe post it in a week, but, be original. I know that we all are excited and we feel the same way, and that post could completely describe someone's life. But it is be original, and, nooks and crannies and parking lots. We threw my son's senior prom this weekend, and, a bunch of the kids were talking to us about our business, and they're like, I remember you driving us to soccer and all those phone calls and that headset you had, and you would sit in the parking lot, or we would listen to your conference calls on the drive, because he's been in, with soccer since, I've been with Lavelle for 5 years. So those kids are like, I remember that, how far things have come. So, it is, you can absolutely, make it work. And Ronni, you're a rock star on your PPA, and Dasia, I was so excited, to see that you hit 12K. It was freaking awesome. So pumped. Well, my topic, guys, is the waiting room. And this is something that, honestly, I came from another company. I've been in direct sales for a long time. I used to do the jewelry party thing, and that was just more for fun. So I never really as a business. But I, was with another organization for 3 years prior to Lavelle, and had really great success with it. But it was a completely different compensation plan. It was called binary. And basically it means you just have, 2 legs of business, and everybody's stacked, and you don't get to pick where they go. They just kind of go there wherever they go. And I only get paid a portion of my weakest leg. So if I have a leg that's super strong, I don't get paid on all of that. I will only get paid on a portion of just my weakest leg. So when I joined Lavelle, actually when I researched Lavelle, I printed up the compensation plan even before I contacted Holly, because I thought the company was just smoke and mirrors and too good to be true. I had no intention of joining the company. I was happy Holly was doing amazing because she was one of my closest friends in that company. But I just was like, okay, good for you. But then I started to see the way the business was growing. So I started to dial into the calls. I printed up the comp plan, and the waiting room was something that blew me away. It made me, really want to be a part of this company, and the fact that we were unilevel. What we mean by unilevel is, all right, so I brought some stuff to demo for you guys so you can kind of understand a little bit about what unilevel means in your business and how to work your waiting room from that unilevel business. Unilevel is, I busted out some of my husband's Star Wars figures from downstairs. We have like hundreds of them. So say this is me. I can have all of these people. I can sign them all up. They're all going to be mine. Kelsey, I love your freaking face. All of these people can join me in my business. I can sign up. I don't know who they are. Stormtrooper 1, 2, 3, and 4, whatever we got here. And Han Solo, I don't know what their names are, but these guys are my new promoters, and I can sign all of them up unilevel, I'm going to get paid on all of these people. They're all mine. I can have, you know, a whole stormtrooper army could literally be mine. I could sign every single stormtrooper up, personally enroll them, and I will always get paid on them as if they are my personally enrolled promoters. So that's essentially what unilevel means. You can have as many frontline people as you want. But the way the waiting room works is, what's awesome is you've got 60 days to decide where you want to move these guys in your business. Because if they're all your level ones and you just leave them there, these are all your legs of business. You know, obviously they're all my legs of business. Let's see. These are my people. These are all your legs of business. You would have these 4 legs that are all going to be your personally enrolled. But what you can do with the waiting room is you have 60 days where they're going to sit there as your first level. And after 60 days, whether they, you know, he signs up as a free promoter or he orders an $800 pack, his 60 days starts that day he's in your waiting room. So you've got 60 days to decide, where am I going to put him? If he's a free promoter and he hasn't ordered by the 60 days, you still want to move him and place him. And you might say, you know what? I think that maybe one day when he orders, because he's whatever his job is, he's an orange jumpsuit guy, I'm going to put him under another orange jumpsuit guy. I should totally know this stuff. And because if he comes into the business, the person above him may help him a little bit more because they're friends. So sometimes they do it like that. Or he might live in Missouri and he might live in Missouri. Oh, you know what? Well, if he starts to join the business one day, I'm going to put him under Joe in Missouri because Joe will probably help him with his business because maybe they're local. Stuff like that will work. So if you're looking through strategies, so you've got 60 days to move those people. What's also awesome is, let's say you've got this guy here. I don't know what his name is. Finn. Finn is, you know, like at 10K. He is rocking, just like Dasia was rocking probably, you know, last week. She was probably at 10K. And say this dude's kicking it and he has like $2,000 in sales. You can incentivize him and say, listen, like if you can get to 11K or get to this sales, I'm going to move this person underneath you from the waiting room because they're still there. You move this person, you're going to place them underneath him and help him hit his rank. And then forever and ever, this person will be placed underneath them. You're going to get paid on them as if they're your first level sponsorship, no matter what, no matter where you move him. So if you're moving him under another person, all you're going to do is help those people above. So just think about it. You know, obviously this is just kind of a silly visual, but I was trying to think, I was like, well, what can I use as a visual? But honestly, like as you combine and move people, they're always going to be underneath them. You know, these 2 people, if I move them, you know, I have stacked legs. Kelsey's stacked legs. You know, as opposed to having all these people with separate volume every month that just help themselves, why not move a couple of these guys over under here? Their volume is going to trickle up and help this person every month going forward. And you can go, I always suggest going no more than 4 levels deep. So, you know, he may have 2 buddies underneath him, and one of those people, it's towards the end of the month, he's pushing for his Maui gym glasses, his friend is. You want to maybe stack it underneath somebody underneath them. So when you're making those moves, I always suggest maybe contact your, you know, like tonight, you've got waiting rooms will close tomorrow starting at noon on the hour, every hour, based on the last number of your promoter ID number. I can show you guys that in a second, where to find that. So you can't place them, but I always like to make my moves, you know, either tonight. Obviously you don't want to wait till the very last minute, but you can ask your upline, just say, listen, I have all of these people. Should I be moving people? You know, you don't necessarily need to move anyone just yet. But if you've got like 8 legs, you want to combine and move some people. And also if you've got someone in their Maui gym period, and you've got a couple new promoters, you can move that volume underneath them, and that volume is going to carry over through that 30-day period to help them hit that bonus, as opposed to, you know, at the end of the month, everybody's numbers drop off. But if you have somebody in that Maui Gym bonus period, and that volume is recent volume, not volume before they started, you can move that, and it can help them carry through those 30 days for that bonus, which is, you know, really, really nice perk before it closes. But what's also awesome is that, you know, I always tell everyone, no one's entitled to waiting room volume. Don't ask someone to give you waiting room volume. You know, it's a gift. And, you know, never be frustrated if you don't get any of that. Sometimes, you know, I don't have anything under me, my organization, that's waiting room volume. Our team came in and exploded. It didn't make sense for Holly to put more gasoline on this fire, because you have to balance your legs out. You know, she was building other legs. She helped our team like nobody's business, her and Jennifer. So no one has to give you volume. But if someone does, I have a lot of promoters on my team that when they get that waiting room volume, they treat those promoters like they're their own. Like, because everything that this guy's doing, because he's placed under him, he may not be enrolled by him, all his sales every month will help this person rank. He's not going to earn off his promoter kits and things like that. I still will, like it's my level 1. But his volume will always help him to hit ranks. So yeah, I'm going to friend request that person if they're a rock star. Do you need anything? Do you need somebody for a 3-way call? I'll be happy to share my story. Like, that's helping your business when someone is placed underneath you in the waiting room. So I'm just going to briefly show you guys where you can access this, how you can see it. So let me just share my screen for you guys. Share. All right, so we are in my cloud office. So if you go to my team, you go to sponsorship downline, that's going to be every single level 1 person that I have. So when you guys are looking at your cloud office, you're going to look here. I don't want to pull up my numbers, and I'm going to just show you guys where you will see yours. Sponsorship is every single person you bring in that you personally enroll. You can click on the tabs that drop down. It'll be level 1, level 2. So you can say, you know, I signed up Dawn. Dawn is my level 1. If I click on Dawn and I check her sponsorship downline, I can see Kelsey. I can see every person. I can see every level. You can go all the way down. Placement downline is basically going to be the legs that you've combined everyone under. So, you know, I have my placement downline. I always pull up just my QV. Like, I'm 200K, so I always just make sure I keep 4 active legs. You know, and that's all you really need. You know, I sometimes have smaller legs, but I've probably signed up between our 2 accounts. We've over 200 people to work the business between my husband's and mine. And I just combine them. So I have that many active legs. That's all you need. I mean, obviously some of these other people maybe ordered once and I forgot to move them. Shame on me. So I think I have maybe like 10 legs, but people that order maybe one time, they should be moved and placed. Your waiting room, this is where you're going to find those people. I don't have anyone in my waiting room. Everyone has already been moved. But if you have someone that's sitting in your personal waiting room, you need to make a decision on where you want to move them. Their volume is going to go away by the end of the month. So if they have volume that's there and you have someone, say Dasia hadn't hit 12K yet, you know, and you have someone that just hit their VIP 800, you're like, wow, okay, I had this girl has $800. I could get Dasia close to 12K. She's just going to need that extra $200. If you move that under her, that can help her rank. Or Dasia could say, you know what? I have a girl that's about to hit 4K under me. If we move your person here, it'll help her hit 4K. It's going to help me hit 12K. So it's a strategy. So if you are someone that's coming in and you've got all of these people, map it out. Who's going to help who? who's placed under who. I mean, I've spent hours and hours and hours sometimes on decisions because that's the course of your business. And it's okay if you mess up. It's okay if you've never used the waiting room. You're just going to do it going forward. So don't get mad at yourself. Like, nobody told me, I didn't know, things happen. If you didn't move somebody, it is what it is. Just move forward. It totally happens. I had the habit of, obviously you guys saw that I had 4 legs. My husband's account is above my account. So when we got going, I was like, I want everybody to get their auto bonuses. So I took like everybody he enrolled and we were stacking like crazy. Well, I just stacked way too much in one spot. So we were redlined. So if you guys have ever heard of redlining, essentially you can only have 60% of your volume towards a rank from one leg of business. Like, I couldn't just sign up Dawn and be like, sweet, I'm done. Dawn's 200K, so am I. Like, doesn't work that way. I can only get 60% of the volume towards 200K from Dawn. So if Dawn's 200K, I'm not getting all that 200K. I got to get the other 40% from some other people. So if you bring in somebody that's a rock star and they're doing that, like, don't complain. Like, it's awesome that you have someone that is rocking and rolling. They're amazing. And you just have to focus on that other 40% because they are hustling. They're giving you that 60% that you need. And they're growing an amazing business and you're making money off all of that. Like, there's no reason to complain. I redlined myself for months from my rank. And I was like, I don't care. I got all these auto bonus earners because I was helping them. And, I learned. There are a lot of people that are redlined. Definitely not a bad thing. It's amazing to have awesome rock stars. So just take a look. And then I'm going to wrap this up here really, really quick, but I want to show you guys as well how you would find, that's your upline. My upline support is my husband's account and then Chad's. We have, let me see here. I need to get out of this. Sorry, guys. Go. Scroll down. Reports, resources. Here we go. I had all of this pulled up, but it timed out before, I think. Documents and downloads. So if you guys are not familiar with the documents and downloads, this is where we have the rewards plan. It's all the way, I believe it's page 10 of the rewards plan. And it shows you this visual, just like these Star Wars figures here. It shows you how your people are placed. So, all right. So it's not page 10, I lied. It's page 12. It's the last page, waiting room. So see how it's showing you here? Like, this is my one action figure guy. These are all of the people. And then you could move and place them. So it's really showing you like, hey, I signed him up, but I can place him under Adam, under Stacy. I can place Tom here under Dawn, under Chris. And all that volume ranks up. So it's explaining to you on here, essentially you have 60 days where to decide. John's been in your waiting room. He has 4 promoters. You decide to place him. All of that volume is permanently placed under there. So it's just a good visual. If you're new and you want something in your head, you can draw this yourself. Me and all my people. Okay, who's here? Who's here? Just so you kind of get it. But this is going to, explain to you. It's not going to mess up your commissions. It's, you've also got on top of your sponsorship. Let's see here. Let me pull it up here. You've got your sponsorship downline. So you're going to earn your, where's my thing in here? Sorry guys, there's a lot on here. With your commissions. So you have your sponsorship, unilevel team commissions. So, you're going to see what you get paid off your first level, your level 2. These are all just your sponsorship guys on here. So, you're really not impacted by what, necessarily where you move someone. You're just going to help more people that it's going to roll up to. does anybody have a, like a question, or Kelsey, do you have any final thoughts maybe that I didn't cover on waiting room? Because honestly, guys, Kelsey's just as amazing as explaining us as I am.
Not really. There's only like a few minutes left, so I'm going to go ahead and
Yeah.
go through. If you guys have questions, you can go through my upline. I really want to get through. I
Yeah.
had some cool things to share real quick, but the only thing I wanted to say about waiting room is ask your upline. I mean, don't think that you can do anything. We've spent hours helping people. I'll never forget when Allison first started, she came over and we spent 2 hours mapping out Callie Scheichel, she's a 200K, her waiting room. We helped 3 people hit 4K that day. But it took a while and game planning and stuff. Also for the trip, you have to realize that the trip goes off of the Lavelle trips go off placement orders. So if somebody is short 10 customer orders or 10 new PPA orders or whatever it is, and you enrolled a promoter that signed up 10 people, like say they hit their VIP 1600 and they sign up 10 people, you could move that promoter under somebody and potentially help them hit a trip. So that's something to utilize. There's just so many little things, and we as your upline have been doing this a long time and have done a lot of waiting room strategies. So it's always best to help. I still, if I have a complicated waiting room move, I always ask my mom, which is Dawn, my upline. I always run it by her because I don't want to be missing something, because it's such a permanent decision and it does affect some of your pay. It does not affect your promoter kit pay or your retail pay at all, no matter how low you place people. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to try to go through this as quick as possible, but I just want to kind of talk about when Ronni mentioned the work with me and Dasia gets on our work with me, is that's just something we've been doing as a team. Me and Kyla, my sister, started. And I kind of want to explain to you what we've been doing, because it's really, really been working, and it's just daily consistencies. It ties into the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and just showing up. And it's just an hour of work, and we do it 5 days a week. And I'm not going to lie, I don't think I've been able to do all of these tasks every Saturday and Sunday since we started, because it's hard in the summer, and that's fine. Like I go to the lake, I go to the pool, there's just so much going on. But if I can wake up early and get this hour done, I feel so productive. So as Dasia said, having list. I like to write it out as my non-negotiable list. And what's on my non-negotiable list is exactly what we do on these work with me's. But if I don't get it done on the work with me, I'm still going to do it throughout the day. Personal development. You guys, I'd heard people talking about personal development for 5 years and I never did it. I ignored people. I did not take them seriously. I started doing personal development. I thought I liked audiobooks, but now I actually like to set time and just actually focus on reading a chapter. I actually process the information a lot better than just audiobook when I'm doing other stuff, because I just don't hear it as well. So do whatever is great for you, but I promise you there are some days I read a chapter and I look up and I'm like, I'm ready to go 200K right this second. And I get so much work done because I'm just so motivated and inspired from the personal development that I'm doing. Have a non-negotiable list for yourself every day. It's amazing to check off that thing and feel accomplished. And it goes right along with what Shelia said. You can work this business part-time, but you can't do it sometimes. So even if you showed up and did just this hour worth of work every single day, that's going to get you a long way than to just showing up and working 2 days a week or once a week. You know where I'm going with that. So some of the daily IPAs that we do, I just want to go over these because these have really, really helped not only my business, but other people's that have been doing this. Gratitude every single day. We start out the work with me with gratitude. It's just writing 3 things down that you're grateful for. It just gets your mind thankful for the little things. Sometimes it's big, sometimes it's little. Some of my things that I even write down are, I'm just happy that I woke up breathing today. I mean, with COVID and everything that's going on, some days I'm just happy to wake up, some days I'm happy to be motivated, things like that. Birthdays. This is a huge one. Going in and telling every single person happy birthday in a private message. I like to do it on their birthday. Some people like to do it a day after their birthday. Some people like to go to their future birthdays. What I like to do is I like to tell every single person happy birthday. On Mondays, I sometimes have to go back to the Saturday and Sundays because I don't get it done. And I like to tell every single person happy birthday in Messenger. Almost 99% of them will respond, thank you. The following day, I like to go back to that message because they're usually busy on their birthday. And I just like to say, you're welcome. Did you get to do anything fun? And that's how so many of my conversations have started. And it's like 5 different new leads every day. So that's been huge. Growing your network. I like to do this on Facebook and Instagram. You guys, we get 5,000 friends and I've sat around 2,000 for so long. Like, that's so pointless. I come up with really good posts and stories and I'm just showing the exact same people. So constantly adding 5 to 10 people on Facebook, constantly following 5 to 10 new people on Instagram, just growing every single day. I mean, if you do that every single day, your network is going to grow. New people are going to be seeing your posts about Thrive. Building relationships. We set 10 minutes on Facebook and 10 minutes on Instagram, and we do different things. Some days it's just going through stories. We skip Thrivers and we just go to non-Thrivers, and we just intentionally watch their stories and try to swipe up and send them a message. It can be, I love your shirt, where did you get it? You can, anything that they're talking about. I always say, do not force it though. You don't want to force a conversation. You want to start a conversation genuinely because you actually want to build a relationship with that person. And if you're being selective on who you're growing your network with, it's going to be people that are easy to relate with. I personally like to add people with young kids because I know that they're living a life similar to me. So those are the people that I like to go after because it's a lot easier to start a conversation with them. And then stories. I know Ronni touched on this, but I just wanted to tell you guys my favorite app. It's Story Chick. I like to make stories on that and then end the story with a poll because then people can vote on it. And now Instagram has a thing. I like posting to Instagram stories more. So I do my stories to Instagram. And then there's a button down at the bottom that says Facebook, and all you have to do is tap that and it goes instantly over to Facebook. And we have tested it out. If you have a poll on Instagram, you can post it to Facebook and that poll does work. So the polls that Instagram have are better than the Facebook ones, so you can send that over. But I like to have a poll story up almost every other day because it gets people voting and then I can message them. So that's really all I had. Sorry, I went through that really fast, but I just wanted to share some things that we've been doing. Social media is a big part of this and just ever learning. And I think stories has really helped. And that's something that our team has really been utilizing a lot lately. And it's been great. So thank you so much, Shelia, Ronni, Dasia, and KA for sharing. I thought this was a great Zoom with so many golden nuggets. Hope you guys got something out of it. Have a good day. Tomorrow's the last day of the month and payday. And have a good night, everybody.